Neeko. I'm surprised Riot did not spell Neeko with a silent K, like Knuckles, or Knife, or Knowledge, like the knowledge you will need to now understand what the heck is happening in this game with this champion now in it. Or maybe the knowledge they lacked of this champion could have been more creature than human. But then again, we'd have just gotten the Slee stack from the Land of the Lost, which is perfect given Neeko's from that jungle in the lore that no one really knows the name of. If you're too young to understand that reference, don't worry, I don't curse in my videos. So if you're watching this without headphones, you don't gotta worry about getting in trouble. If not that, we could have gotten the female version of Espio from Sonic Heroes. But then again, the internet has enough of that rule too, so maybe that was a good call on Riot's part. I'm not gonna harp on Neeko's design all that much, to be honest. The internet has opinions either way, and that's fine. Just on the art side, you probably want to keep that off Tumblr after the 17th of December. Is it even possible to get flagged for a chameleon presenting nip? Right now, bot lane is chaotic. Mages have descended bot lane like it is Diagon Alley. Hogwarts is calling and classes are in session, unless that class is named ADC. The only lessons us ADCs are getting is in despair and how to craft fine wine like we are professional alcoholics. Which leads me to Neeko. Did you know that in development Neeko was designed to actually be a bot lane mage carry? It makes sense on paper with her mirror ability then, so you can swap with your support Thresh, you both die, and then you can flame your support twice as hard. By the way, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Flaming your support is like literally being on life support and setting it on fire. If you played Sonic Adventure 2, the analogy is Shadow beating up on the Biolizard. We know how that turned out. Then you have to shove the Space Colony Arc up your spine and try and cause Armageddon because sugar, you're going down swinging. Neeko is the continued push by Riot to stay fresh, as if showers and deodorant doesn't exist. And yet this time, in my opinion, it kinda worked, at least in concept specifically, and I'll get into that in a second. There has been this problem all year about things feeling bad to play against, but to Riot's credit, which after August isn't great, they somehow landed a nice 3-bedroom apartment with a low score. Playing against things like, Aurelia's Disarm, Akali's Shroud, Zoe period, has been complained about by the community for a long time. The one thing about all of these and more is how fun they tend to be to play as or with, especially if you master them. Now I gotta say, the concept of Neeko and playing as or with one kinda continues that. Furthermore, beyond the mimic ability, Neeko at least does not feel like a super overloaded high damage champion either. At least for now. Now that they are live and off the PvE, that may change. Now that they're live and off the PvE, who knows what the general opinion will be. So let us discuss this kit while I play some misleading gameplay in the background that's probably versus bots, since this champion is perma-banned and insta-locked. You can check out Fi's video as he somehow got into blind picked and locked in this champion fast enough if you want some PvP gameplay. Neeko's passive is Inherent Glamour. The bring home the bacon, Peter would like us to say bring home the bagel ability that defines the whole champion. Espio can look like an allied champion. Champion combat or casting damaging spells breaks to the skies. Everything that LeBlanc wished she could be, sans maybe Swain's chest plate, but that's an Undertale for another time. This move can be combined with others for neat tricks, plays, and rage quits by the enemy team when set up properly. For example, roaming to another lane as your jungler, popping some flashes, and then failing to return in the 5 minutes is on cooldown, but you get the idea. Neeko's Q is Blooming Burst. Neeko no Ni throws a magic seed dealing damage. The seed blooms again upon hitting champions or killing units. It's actually typical of a mage to have a damage spell on their Q, especially one that will plant the seeds of doubt in yourself once you miss this twice in a row, or in the enemy laner of why they got up in the morning and thought playing League of Legends was a good idea today. Regardless, this ability also makes for some good wave clear until you get items. Neeko's W is Shape Splitter, which passively deals bonus magic damage every third attack and actively sends a clone in a direction. Seriously, LeBlanc and Vi W, y'all just got outdated in one move stroke, huh? Neeko's E is Tangled Barbs, which is basically a better version of Rework Ezreal's new W, meaning Ezreal needs a rework again already. Neeko slings a tangle of who knows what that damage and roots everything it passes through, rooting the last champion for a longer duration. If the tangle passes through 2 units, it becomes larger, faster, better, harder, stronger, and roots for longer. Now that alone seems to contradict what I said about not overloaded, but kinda let me simplify. Lux Q, but it can snare up to 3 people instead of 2, and after hitting 2 people, the third projectile is a little bit faster. So use this to set up things like the Q and the R easier, the ultimate, which we shall get into next. Neeko's ultimate is called Pop Blossom, KDA's new single fresh off the track. After a short preparation, Neeko leaps into the air and gains a shield. Upon landing, nearby enemies are damaged and stunned. The preparation is hidden if Neeko is disguised. In short, take Shadow the Hedgehog's Chaos Blast from his game in 2005, a good game by the way, don't at me, and then put it on a champion who, if they're in disguise, can hide the charge. Best used on CC'd enemies, but you can move the channel with Flash. One thing Neeko suffers from, however, is while in concept the idea of reliving Team Chaotic's speed number from Sonic Heroes is great, you never really actually have to use it to make Neeko work. Her kit delivers more than enough damage and CC to never have to actually transform. Not that it will never be useful, I mean sometimes Kog'Maw actually gets a kill with his passive, right? But like Jinx's W and E, you do not have to use them to succeed on the champion. However, unlike Jinx though, who can get away with that because she is an auto-attack centric champion, or just because nobody plays her right now anymore so she can't use anything at all and doesn't, Neeko's selling point was the transformation. But who knows? If Transformers never turned into vehicles and were robots all the time, people still might watch and enjoy them, maybe like the Battle of Cybertron or something. Heck, they straight up discontinued the Pontiac Solstice that Jazz was in the 2007 movie, so he wouldn't even be a car anymore if he wasn't, dead. What's cracking? When it comes to builds, the only build that is 100% agreed on right now is building up your confidence to withstand the flame that you will get for playing the newest champion for these next few weeks. Otherwise, people are experimenting with Full Burst, Dark Harvest, On Hit, Dark Harvest, Lichbane, Nashor's auto-based style, Dark Harvest, or Dark Harvest. Luke can go pick up some power converters because the Harvest this preseason was apparently good, huh? Regardless, some form of magic and burst seem to be the best, with on-hit or auto-attack based builds with lethal tempo seeming to be up there in this preseason of experimentation. Maybe this preseason would have been more stable if Riot would have just added the Paprika. Neeko might be frustrating to play against while new, until counters are figured out and until Riot makes Zoe top tier again so everybody can go back to funneling the anger on her instead. But one thing about Neeko I will say is to probably play things with CC, play beefy, and take you things to kind of negate the burst as much as possible. And remember, her clone technique fails if you attack the clone. So if you're an auto attacker of any kind, try hitting them before they get to set up. Unless by auto attacker you are an ADC, then why? Just why at this point? Because you like chaos. ADC stands for attack damage chaos. Sure, buddy. In conclusion, one of the things about Neeko that can maybe possibly be flawed, or at least talked about a bit, is the fact that, unlike other champions, right, one of the selling points that was kind of cool was the whole chameleon aspect, and it does kind of feel like maybe it's not tied enough into her kit as you might expect, right? Like, one of the things that you could change possibly to make it more is, hey, maybe the ultimate is just the burst damage, but if you are, change into somebody else using the chameleon effect prior to channeling the ultimate, besides just being hidden, that also will add on things like the root and the stun. So in other words, it would then want you to transform before you use it, so that way you could get those extra effects. Something like that could have been actually probably nice to play up the thematic a bit more, but overall, we're gonna have to wait and see when the dust settles where this champion falls in terms of liked, hated, and stuff like that. After all, this has just been my opinion, and if my opinions were ever worth anything, this channel would be a lot better than it actually is. Oh dear. Okay, I'm getting sad now. Let's finish this video up by saying thank you so much for watching this video. In the comment section down below, let's have a discussion about what you think about Neeko. Be it the kit, be it the thematic, be it anything at all, as long as it's civil, of course, please and thank you. But that's all from this video from me. So, I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching. Or listening, because this is really just kind of like gameplay. Where it wasn't even synced up with the audio, you probably could have just put it on the background tab. I should probably fix that and make my videos more engaging, huh? Anyways, I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.